What up, Kaiju friends and fans? Philly Kaiju King back. Some more videos. If you'll like, comment, subscribe to the old channel, I appreciate it. I've been meaning to do a cryptozoological corner in my collection, and I already got one big, huge Animal Planet Bigfoot. Now I'm adding this one. I'm going to keep adding some more. This is off Amazon. This is the box. Here's the artwork. That's what he looks like. It says 8.5 inches tall. We'll measure him up, find out. Move on to the star of the show, the Jodges Trunk Bigfoot Garden Sculpture. All right, y'all, I'm back. Here it is, the Jodges Trunk Bigfoot Garden Sculpture. Got it off Amazon recently. Let me show the, on Amazon here. This is Jodges Trunk Bigfoot Indoor-Outdoor Garden Statue, Rustic Sasquatch Figurine, Unique Bigfoot Yard Decor. 8.5 inches tall, it says there, and it's $25.99 currently on Amazon. Of course, Bigfoot, also commonly referred to as Sasquatch, is a large, hairy, mythological creature said to inhabit forests of North America, particularly in the Pacific Northwest. Bigfoot is featured in both American and Canadian folklore, and since the mid-20th century has become a cultural icon, permeating popular culture and becoming the subject of its own distinct subculture. That's off of the old Wikipedia there. Bigfoot, of course, mythological. A lot of people believe in it. I personally think it is possible. And in early, like 94, 95 time frame, I was coming home from my brother's here in Southwest Ohio. He lived in the remoter country, like an hour and a half east of Cincinnati. And it was a bright moonlit night. The moon, it was almost like it was evening time. It was so bright, the moon. Something in front of me crossed the road, a bipedal, was not on fours, it was on twos. And about 3 to 4 strides crossed the road. This was at 1:32 in the morning. I was coming home from my brother's house. And this was, like I said, 94, 95 time frame. Probably it was about August time frame because it was summer. I had my windows down. The moon was bright out, not a cloud or nothing in the sky. It almost looked like evening time. The moon was lighting up so bright. And it was probably 40 yards in front of my car at the most when it crossed, and it was in a hurry. It wasn't running, but it crossed with great quick strides. And like I said, it did not ever go down on all fours. It was on 2 legs. It looked really tall. I don't know what it was, but ever since then, my interest in this creature has really grown. Ohio has been known to be a spot where people claim to see it. So, and I think, like Survivor Man said on his show, it's very possible because of his Survivor Man Bigfoot series, which was really popular. He was like, this is why, and he turned his camera to look behind him, and as far as you could see was mountains and forest, as far as you could see, and he was up in the Pacific Northwest or up in British Columbia, Canada. He said it's so vast, so big, so expansive, and he said that's why I think it's possible, and I agree with him. With my own little incident there about 30 years ago, roughly, I just feel like it is possible. If y'all think it's possible, if you've had a encounter, let me know. But I'm going to start a crypto corner in my collection here. This will be like my second figure. I bought some more other Bigfoot stuff. I wish they'd make a Nessie figure. It's basically a plesiosaur, I know, but it'd be cool if they made a Nessie figure. We'll measure him up here real quick. They said it was 8.5 on the box. We're about to find out here. Let's see. By George, pretty close. About 8 3/8. 8.5, you could say, I guess. Widest part is that his hands here looks like, and that makes him about 3 3/4. Depth, about 4. So he's about 8.5 tall, which is what it says on the box. So that means he's a pretty good size Bigfoot Sasquatch, hairyman, whatever you want to call him here. Take a look at it. It is, like it said, it was an indoor-outdoor garden statue is what it said. There's the base. He is attached to it. I don't have a problem with that. Of course, he's got his signature big old feet there. Big foot. And then the hair on his body. It's resin, I believe. Pretty heavy. Very tall, slender legs. Very, very long arms. Brown coloring as far as the hair on the body. Looks pretty good. Big muscular barrel looking chest with nice big shoulders. Not much of a neck to behold on Bigfoot. That's kind of one of his characteristics. Very big eyebrow ridge, flat face, flat nose, pretty flat face there as you can see. Wide mouth. The eyes on this figure are predominantly black, looks like. Maybe a little white in the corners, but predominantly black. I think this is a good depiction of the description that you hear witnesses describe him as. Here he is in my hand. We'll move on to a few comparisons with some of my kaiju stuff. We'll do that now. All right, here's another mythological creature, Godzilla. This is my 25 centimeter concept, which I'm going to be, I've posted some sales online, and he's one of them I'm going to be selling. He's pending. I'll settle up with the guy on the weekend. So I've got the 30 centimeter big 2000, so I've decided to let this one go. All right, we'll do a couple more. Let's do that now. All right, y'all, I figured I'd do him with some 30 centimeter Kongs here. Here's X Plus 2017 Kong Skull Island. All right, one more. Let's do that now. All right, y'all, here is the Suko from the Mega House Kong set. He's roughly 2 inches or 6 inches tall, right around there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. All right, we'll move on to some final thoughts. Let's do that now. All right, y'all, Jodges Trunk Bigfoot Garden Sculpture, 8.5 inches tall. That's what it says on the box there. Pretty cool little Bigfoot figure here. $25.99, I believe it was the price. Glad I grabbed it. I'll be getting more. If anybody out there knows where I can buy a decent Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster figure, that would be cool to have. There's probably some more cryptozoological creatures I'll probably try to look up and see about getting, but I know Nessie and Bigfoot are two of the big ones. Yeti, of course, which is supposed to be a relation to Bigfoot. All right, everyone, I'll close out my video. I love y'all. This is Phil the Kaiju King. Y'all have a blessed day. We'll talk again soon.